My name is Victoria Winters. Today, for the first time, I am away from the ghost-ridden mansion sitting on the crest of Widow's Hill. And my absence has created more tension than my presence ever did.
Well, I appreciate your calling me. I had no idea she'd found such a list. All right, but let me know what happens. Right. Goodbye, Mr. Garner.
What was that all about? Well, Liz, what catastrophe are we facing now?
Roger, stop making light of everything.
My dear sister, what in the world has happened to upset you so much?
It's Vicki.
Our little governess.
She's in Bangor.
In Bangor? It's strange. She left without saying goodbye.
She's not leaving, Roger. She asked me if she could have a few days to go to Bangor. And that's where she is now, with Burke Devlin. Don't you see what she's trying to do? Burke is trying to undermine the whole family. David insists he's his best friend. Carolyn's halfway in love with him. And now Vicki.
How did this trip to Bangor come about?
Well, she asked me if she could have a few days off to get away from Collinwood and the horrible night she spent locked in that room.
How did she get tangled up with Burke?
Well, apparently they met quite by accident at the Collinsport Inn, where Vicki was waiting for her bus.
Do you think it could have been by design?
I don't know. Carolyn said Burke happened to come into the coffee shop. Vicki happened to mention that she was going to Bangor.
And Burke happened to offer to drive her there.
Yes. It could have been that way.
She also could have called him, and the whole thing could have been arranged beforehand.
Yes, she could have. Roger, I'm worried about Vicki spending so much time alone with Burke.
Why should you be so worried about it?
Well, she's practically a member of the family. And Burke can be very persuasive when he wants to be.
Well, even if she talks, what could she tell him?
Well, I should think you'd be more worried about that than me.
In what way?
Well, there's always the possibility that he might convince her she was wrong about the time you left the house the night Bill Malloy died.
Well, why should that matter? It's already on record.
She wasn't very positive when the question was asked by the sheriff.
Well, it satisfied him and the coroner. That's all that matters.
Is there anything else she might tell Burke?
No. No, I can't think of a thing. Oh, Liz, you still don't think that I'm involved in that tragedy, do you?
Of course not. Perhaps the trip to Bangor was coincidental and not planned.
I thought she was going to leave permanently. What's made her change her mind?
David persuaded her to stay.
David? I thought he wanted her to leave.
Well, he changed his mind.
Well,
He pleaded with her to stay.
Why on earth should he?
Why don't you ask him?
Well, I certainly intend to.
He's in his room right now.
And I've always thought there was something a little wrong about David. I didn't think he was an idiot. Oh, sorry.
My fault. I wasn't thinking about anything very much except Vicki and Bangor with Burke Devlin.
Well, why should that upset you so much?
Why shouldn't it? Uncle Roger, I know what Burke tried to do to you. Get you mixed up in Bill Malloy's death. And I see what he's trying to do to Mother.
Is that the reason you're so upset?
Of course. I don't care what Burke does. I just don't think Vicki ought to be with him.
Your mother tells me that David has persuaded her to stay on here.
He practically got down on his hands and knees and begged her not to leave.
That is very strange.
It certainly is. Almost as strange as the attraction between Vicki and Burke.
I think I'm going to have a little talk with David. Right now. What are you doing, David?
Drawing a picture.
Oh. What's it supposed to be?
It's Mr. Malloy's ghost.
You didn't see it yourself, did you?
No, but it's what I think it looks like. It's the way Miss Winters described it.
Oh, yes, Miss Winters. Your Aunt Elizabeth tells me that you've changed your mind about her leaving.
I never wanted her to leave as much as you did.
Oh? But I get reports that you hated her. That you wrote death across her mirror. That you locked her up in an inaccessible part of the house. That doesn't sound to me that you were overly fond of her.
Well, I changed my mind. I want her to stay.
Oh, have you discovered some qualities about her that I don't know anything about?
I have. It's this.
Oh, you mean she wants to encourage you to be an artist?
No, it's because of Mr. Malloy's ghost.
Oh, then you know something that I don't know. Has the ghost told you to ask Miss Winters to stay on here?
No, she saw it. She's the only one that did see it. And if she stays here, the ghost might come again. But if she leaves, the ghost might leave too, and I want to see it.
David, such things do not exist.
They don't exist. How did Miss Winters see it?
She was dreaming. There are no such things as ghosts.
There are two. I've seen it before. And I wasn't dreaming. I was wide awake. I think Mr. Malloy's ghost picked Miss Winters to appear too. Because she must know something about how he died.
He slipped and fell in the water and drowned.
No, he didn't. The ghost said so. The ghost told Miss Winters somebody killed him. Somebody right here in Collinsport. And if she stays here, I think Mr. Malloy's ghost might come back. And this time, he might tell her who killed him. He might even tell her you killed him.
Where are you going, David? David, come back here! David!
Darling, I've never denied that Burke was attractive.
I honestly couldn't care less, Mother. I really think I'd be just as happy if I never saw him again.
Not so long ago, you said the same thing about Joe Haskell.
Well, that was different.
It always is.
Aunt Elizabeth! Aunt Elizabeth!
David, come back here.
No, don't hit me again. Please don't hit me.
What's going on?
He tried to kill me.
Calm down and tell me what happened.
He hit me. Is it bleeding?
Of course not.
David, why do you act so silly? Uncle Roger would never hit you.
He did, I tell you, he did.
Yes, and I'll do it again if you don't stop this nonsense about ghosts.
Will you please leave us alone for a few minutes?
David, I give you fair warning.
Suppose you tell me what happened.
He was mad because I was talking about Mr. Malloy's ghost. He hit me. Really, he did, Aunt Elizabeth.
I think he made the whole thing up.
I didn't. Nobody ever believes anything I say around here.
Why should they?
Oh, Carolyn, please let me handle this my own way.
I thought he changed his mind, but he hasn't. He still hates me.
You mustn't say things like that, David.
Doesn't matter. I still hate him.
Come along. We'll go back up to your room until you calm down.
I wish he was dead.
Hello, Collinsport Inn. Mr. Burke Devlin, please. Oh. Is he still in Bangor? Did he say what time he would be back? Thank you very much. No message.
Well, David's calmed down.
Well, I'm not.
What's the matter?
I just called the Collinsport Inn to see if Burke was back.
I thought you said it didn't make any difference to you what he did.
I wasn't calling because of him. I wanted to see what Vicki was up to. You notice she's not back yet either.
Well, she said she'd be gone a couple of days. That shouldn't be any surprise to you.
Oh, it isn't. Nothing she did would be a surprise to me now.
Carolyn, you mustn't jump to conclusions.
What other conclusion can you possibly draw?
Well, unfortunately, Burke does have business in Bangor.
So does Vicki.
What do you mean?
She made me promise not to tell. But then I didn't know she was going to get so chummy with Burke.
You better tell me what you know.
She went there to see Mr. Garner.
Well, I already know that, but exactly what did she hope to find out?
She saw a name on a list of some sort, and she wanted to find out who the person was.
Do you remember the name?
Hammond. Hansford. Something like that. Hanscom, that was it. B. Hanscom.
We once had a butler named Hanscom. Why should that interest Vicki?
She saw a portrait of a girl in Sam Evans' studio. And the girl's name was Betty Hanscom, and it looked a lot like Vicki.
Betty Hanscom looked like Vicki?
That's what she said. She said even Maggie commented on the similarity.
I haven't seen Betty Hanscom for years, but as I remember, she didn't look anything like Vicki.
Who was she?
She was Hanscom's daughter or niece, I forget which. I haven't thought about her or seen her in at least 25 years.
This list of names had been prepared by Garner and Garner. So Vicki went to Bangor to ask them about it.
Why didn't she ask me?
Would you have told her anything?
Well, there isn't really very much I could tell her. After Hanscom left our service, he and his entire family moved away from Collinsport. So she hoped to get some information from Mr. Garner. It was a waste of time.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe she accomplished something after all.
What's that?
She had a chance to spend all that time with Burke.
Carolyn, this is becoming an obsession with you. You've got to forget him.
I try, Mother. Really, I do. One minute I'm positive I never want to see him again, and I hate him. And the next minute I'm on the telephone trying to find out where he is.
Not so long ago, we talked about your father and me.
Yes, I remember.
I'm sorry to say that the romance between your father and me wasn't so much between us, but the Collins money and your father. But there was a man I loved very much.
Did I know him?
Yes?
Bill Malloy.
No. Bill was just a good friend.
This other man, is he here in Collinsport?
No. He wanted me to marry him before I ever met your father.
Did I know him?
Yes.
Who was he?
Ned Calder.
Why didn't you marry him?
I kept him dangling too long. I took him for granted. Joe Haskell reminds me very much of Ned Calder as a young man. He's patient to a point.
And you think I may be stretching that point?
Yes, I do.
You're right. I do take Joe for granted.
Well, whatever Joe feels for you,
He loves me.
and don't treat it lightly. It's far too important to be dismissed on impulse.
Do you know, I think the only time Joe ever told me off the way I deserved was that night he came up here dead drunk. Poor Joe. In the middle of his best moment, he passed out cold. I think I'll surprise him and ask him to take me out tonight.
There might be a time when he won't be available.
That reminds me. Very recently, he wasn't available. He had a dinner date with Maggie Evans. I don't know if I forgive him or not.
Mightn't it be the other way around?
He did ask me first. Hello, Joe. About our date tonight. We didn't? Well, what do you suppose we ought to do about that? Isn't everything just wonderful?
Liz, you've simply got to get rid of Vicki Winters.
Why?
Even when she's not here, she creates tension and ill feeling.
You didn't have to strike David.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Well, it must have been to upset him the way it did.
You certainly know him well enough by now to know that he would scream if I merely give him a hard look. All right, I lost my temper. I admitted he goaded me, which brings us back to the subject of Vicki Winters. I don't ask for much around here, Liz, but I insist on your discharging her. She's a bad influence on David.
In what way?
Well, she keeps filling his head with this nonsense about Bill Malloy's ghosts.
Is it nonsense?
Well, of course it is. I know things happen around here that are difficult to explain, but there has to be a logical explanation for everything.
Have you got one?
I much prefer not to even think about them.
In other words, you believe by ignoring them, they'll go away. You want to pretend they never happened. Is that what you want me to do?
No. There's one other thing I want you to do. I want you to sell this monstrosity you call home. Sell it to Burke Devlin for all I care. That way we could exorcise Burke and the ghost at the same time.
I can't sell it.
Well, of course you can, if he's fool enough to buy it.
I won't sell it. Surely you understand that by now.
Well, I understand the words, but I certainly don't understand the reasoning.
I don't have to have a reason. I intend to spend the rest of my life in Collinwood.
What if I leave here?
That's up to you.
And take David with me?
That's an empty threat. You love money much more than you love David.
Oh, all right. For heaven's sake, get rid of that girl.
She's been more than patient, and David wants her to stay.
He's not interested in Vicki herself. He's only interested in Bill Malloy's ghost returning because he thinks that the ghost will tell him who murdered him.
Why should that bother you?
David is obsessed with the idea that I did it. All this because of these wild stories that Vicki's been telling him.
I don't want to discuss Vicki with you.
Liz, one time ago I asked you about her, and you evaded the question. What is between you and Victoria Winters? What do you know about her?
I have never evaded the question. She's an orphaned girl who was recommended as a tutor for David. Nothing more.
How do you know that Burke hasn't arranged this whole thing? How do you know that they're not working hand in glove at this very moment? How do you know what she may be telling him right now?
I don't know. But I do know that Vicki can't tell Burke anything that I wouldn't tell him myself. Can you say the same?
Watch Batman in color tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central Time here on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.